That's the Moondogs. That's a song called Amsterdam, Getting Off at Amsterdam. I wonder, is that a euphemism? I really don't know. Good morning, Gerald Michael Anderson here. I'll be here until 12 o'clock. My name is Gerald Michael. I've told them that already, haven't I?
Hello.
Oh, calls already. Great. Haven't even told them the number. The number to ring is 08459 555 678. I know I speak that a little bit too quickly. Or I say that a wee bit too quickly. I'm sorry about that. A grammar fault right away. 08459 555 678. That's the number you want to ring if you want to contact. Well, you may not want to, but that's the number you can ring if you wish to contact this programme. Email address is, as always, jerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. Calls already?
Bridge is looking your help.
What about it? I hope it's nothing simple. I hope it's nothing trivial. I have a complaint to make.
Not.
I have a complaint to make about this programme, and this has been pointed out by a number of people who've sent me emails. Apparently, a lot of people have caught on to the fact that
Did you see Daniel jumping on Friday night?
What is wrong with him?
Did you see him jumping?
What is wrong with him? I think there's something... And his eye's getting worse.
But he could... Well, I can't talk about that because I have an eye.
You have an eye, too.
I still have that stuff, whatever you call it. What do you call the thing I have?
Swarfiga.
No, what do you call it? What do you call it in my eye?
Rat poison.
What do you call it? No.
Gingivitis.
No.
You've got an occluded front. You have stigmata?
No.
Like Padre Pio?
No.
What's wrong with you? A sty?
No. Do you remember I had to get an injection in my eye?
It's called an infection.
No. What's it called?
I don't know.
I'm getting treated for it.
Well, you should know. If you're getting treated for it, you should have known what it was called. When you write down the name of it in case it comes up in conversation. I don't know what's wrong with your eye. I don't care about your
over
eye.
A year now.
I know it's over a year.
It's still there.
I know it's still there. Are you sure it's not a stigmata?
What do you call it?
I don't know what you call it. Let's move on, eh? I've got some email.
It's very annoying to have.
I know it's annoying, but why don't you keep your
what it is?
Keep your annoyance to yourself.
But did you see your man crossing his legs?
Who?
Daniel. In mid-air.
I know.
Big Chrissy crossing.
A lot of people can't do that.
It's very good.
It's very good. Maybe we should describe the context here.
But I wonder who
Daniel O'Donnell appeared on... can you wait a minute? Right. Just trying to explain the context here. Let's not just launch into discussion about something that the people know nothing about. Right. Daniel O'Donnell appeared on the Pat Kenny Late Show on Friday night and did some very strange things with his legs.
He did.
Did you see when he jumped up? He came down crooked.
He did. I noticed that. He came down all bendy.
He came down bendy.
He came down all lopsided.
How does he do that?
That's right. His legs were over that side and his body was down the other side.
By all laws of physics, he should have fallen over.
Exactly. I noticed that.
He didn't fall over. I said, how has he not fallen over? And his eye's getting lazy too, his left eye. Have you noticed that?
What do you call things wrong in my eye?
I don't know what it is. Let's not get back to that. Let's not have all the things to read here.
But
listen, we've got a lot of complaints about you today.
There's a girl on one who needs help and really needs your help big time.
A lot of complaints about you on this.
Why?
Well, for a number of reasons, all of which I agree.
Well, will you run them over bridge?
Run them over a bridge? I don't think we should do that.
Run them past
bridge. Can I run you over some stuff? Hello, Bridge.
Hello, Gerry.
Yes, I'm not going to bother you with these. These are complaints that should be dealt with by the staff of the programme. Should not be dealt with by the people the telephonic communicants.
The stars of the show.
Well, that's who we are. Yeah, what can we do for you?
I was telling Sean there, I don't know if you could help me or not. My son last year was staying in a bed and breakfast in the south of Ireland in Cork. He went out for a few drinks with his friends. He came back in, went to bed, as you do, fell asleep, and when he got up in the morning, his room was clear. There was absolutely nothing in his room. Everything had been taken. Now, I had been beating my head against a brick wall since September of last year. And I just want to know, how does the bed and breakfast community here feel if something like that happened to someone who was staying in their premises? How would they deal with it?
I don't know. All his personal belongings had disappeared, did they?
Everything had disappeared.
Everything? Like, what do you mean, everything? His bag?
I mean, everything. He was left wearing his underpants in bed.
My God. What did he do? What did he do? Did people help him? Did people give him something to wear?
Yes. He had a friend staying in the bed and breakfast.
That's okay.
In another room, who lent him clothes. But, I mean, his property came to £2,000.
Of course it would, yeah, everything, yeah.
I just think that...
Well, have you had no redress from the Gardaí? Have you spoken to the Gardaí?
I've spoken to the Gardaí, and I've spoken to the lady who owned the bed and breakfast. And she'd offered €400, and total loss is €3.
Was she not? Is she not insured against that kind of thing?
Well, now she will say that she took adequate precautions to make sure her bed and breakfast was secure. But whoever broke into the room used the key.
Well, how would that happen? What did your son say? Did he give his key to anyone?
No.
And
he had his key. He had his key in his pocket. When the next morning it was found, his key was found on the kitchen table of the bed and breakfast.
So the person came in and took the key out of it. Hold on a minute, that's not...
No, there
I see what you
obviously
mean,
was a spare key.
Uh-huh. And he had locked the room, did he? The room he was sleeping in?
Yes.
Well, he can't do any more other than zip himself up into a bag, you know?
Well, exactly.
There's nothing else he can do, really.
I just think it's very bad for someone, you know, it's a bad show.
It is a bad show. Well, let's see what people up here would do if that happened, say, in Port Ballantrae or Port Rush or somewhere like that. How would people react to that, and what would they do if a person lost his property worth, what did you say, 3,000? What did you say it was?
Well, €3,000.
My God. That's, what's that, 2,000...
About £2,000.
Yeah, but over 2,000, 2,100 quid.
Yeah.
So if anybody lost property in a Northern Ireland bed and breakfast worth over £2,000, what would they do? Would they have any redress, and how would they
react?
Exactly, how would they react?
How would they deal with the person?
Exactly, because you're obviously, you don't know if you were dealt with...
Well, they just pop the shutters and they're saying, not our fault.
Well, did you go and see a solicitor or some kind of,
Well, why should I, Gerry? Because, I mean, he hasn't done anything wrong.
Of course not, he's just lying there sleeping.
And the solicitor, I mean, I have spoke to her solicitor to say I'm beating my head here against a brick wall. Uh-huh. I don't feel I should have to go to a solicitor. But, I mean, hers is saying that she will say she took precautions to make sure her building was secure. So where do I go to from there?
Well, okay, let's see if we get any advice from anyone listening who's had a similar thing happen to them.
I would love to know. And anybody in the legal system even could advise me as to what to do or where to go from here.
I think you'll have to go to the law, you know. It looks very much like that. I can smell that. Anyway, let's hear what anybody has to say, and we'll pass information on to you. And indeed, if someone wants to come on and talk about it, keep listening for the next half an hour or so. All right, love.
Thank you.
He's okay, though, apart from that. He wasn't hurt or anything.
He's fine. He was a bit upset at the time.
As long as he wasn't hurt or anything, that's the main thing, isn't it, really?
Very luckily he wasn't.
But he wants to get his stuff back, of course, naturally. All right, then. Okay.
Thanks, Gerry.
All right, love, thank you. Bye. There we are. That's a good one, isn't it? I imagine that. Anyway, some messages here. Please say congratulations to Sinead and Jim on the birth of their baby girl. Sinead was giving birth whilst listening to Radio Ulster last Monday, but the pain got too much and relief was required when Hugo came on. As you can imagine, Shane politely asked for the radio to be turned off. That we can't interfere with the birth of a child. Hugo diddly dee, and the first sound a child hears is Hugo going, mark the child for life. Christy O'Kane said, I was wondering if you could ask if anyone in the Ballymena area would be wanting rid of any ducks. And if they did, could they let me know? Christy does not say what he intends to do with the ducks that people want rid of, but anyone is looking ducks by the look of it. Ruth Gilpin says to me, subject is a new torso. I rarely visit the BBC website, preferring you live and unfettered on Radio Ulster. You can imagine my surprise when I clocked an image that I can only describe as disturbing. The lady obviously clocked onto the website, the BBC wonderful website. Yes, it was your good self, or at least appeared to be, as your head appeared to be attached to the body of a younger man. Now, I have not met you in the flesh, so my eyes could be playing tricks on me. I thought this practice was only reserved for film stars. It's called cryogenics. When, say, the body of a life-young thing was superimposed on the body of a film star, what is the world coming to when the Beeb had to resort to such guerrilla-like tactics? I note they've overcome this problem with Stephen Nolan by sitting him behind a big desk so that you don't see his well-rounded body. Perhaps I should become your new upper torso correspondent. Ruth says this. Your show brings a lot of pleasure to a lot of women. Well... Anyway, here's a person. Kate Mercer says she's got a dog named Sue. Dear Gerry, please thank the two men in Hillsborough Park who helped me find my father's dog, who is called Sue. He had recently got her from the pound. My husband and I took our dog and his out yesterday. Unfortunately, we let her loose and she ran away. She's very friendly. We spent a long time looking for her, and then we found her, thankfully, with these young men whom we had spoken to earlier. They walked the whole way around the lake again to find us. Our deepest thanks. All I know about them is that they're from Canine Design Grooming Salon in Donaghadee. Thank you. That's from Kate. And William Steenson it's Caroline writes. She says, you had a lady on last week seeking some help with regard to a little thrush's nest near the bottom of her eucalyptus tree. That sounds very poetic, doesn't it? I should like to perhaps help this lady with a few ideas as to how to try and keep the cats at harm's length. Can assure you that as an animal lover, the ways of doing so will not cause any harm likewise to our feline visitors. My number is the following. There we are. So there's Caroline who's willing to help. You see... I nearly caught you again.
Huh?
I nearly caught you again.
I know.
What were you talking about there?
Just
No,
nothing.
come on.
No.
Are you talking about me? Were you?
Not
Come
really.
on, what are you talking about?
Not
You
really.
were, weren't you?
No.
You were. I can tell by that look of you. You're talking about me, because you always become very casual, because you know I'm looking at
It's iritis.
What?
Iritis.
Iritis. That was wrong with your eye. Have you still got that?
Mm.
What do you think's wrong with Daniel's eye?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's got the same thing as me. Because my eye gets lazy, gets tired, look, and it drops down.
I noticed that a while ago, and it's getting worse. I think it's whenever he's in ecstasy.
Then it gets all bloodshot.
I'm not implying for any way that Daniel takes E. Whenever he's in ecstasy, whenever, you know when he's singing Sweet Caroline, and he gets carried, what does he
He
sing?
seems to have got bigger.
He's got fatter.
Is that the word?
Do you hear what he's singing? He's singing Show Me the Way to Armadillo. Do you know
But it's all right. I think. Yeah.
But the next thing he'll be doing Sweet Caroline. What's he doing? What's happened to him?
Well, I think.
Show me the way to Amarillo. That's no good. It looks to me
it's
as
all
if...
right.
No,
It's a good jumping song.
It's a very good jumping song, especially if your legs are bent. But you know what I notice about Daniel? He's got to the stage now, he's peaked now. He can record any old crap at all, and they buy it.
I wonder if Daniel got the same legs as I have.
I think he has, but you were never able to jump like that.
I could never jump. I'm going to try
But your
it.
legs are just as bent as his.
Yeah, I'm going to try it tonight.
I think the two of you had rickets. Was that maybe possibly what happened to your legs? My legs are firm and strong, like the tree trunks of the origin.
Yes.
Of the origin. Better play a record. I'm starting to talk gibberish. This is Joe Colby from Omagh. Here's a song called Always Second. I like this. Singer-songwriter, very talented man. And he's baldy as well.
Never the line team, always the clown. You're going up, I'm coming down. Never the prince, always the frog. You are the headlights, I'm the fog. I'm always second. Never the station, always the train. You are the sun, I am the rain. Never the fiddle, always the bow. My flowers die and your flowers grow. I'm always second. Never the computer, always the disc. You take chances, I don't risk. Never the guitar, always the strings. My life is ending and your life begins. I'm always second. I'm always second. Second. Oh, that's the way it is. I know I'm always second. Never the book, always the pen. I do it once, you do it again and again. Never the shirt, always the tie. You tell the truth and I tell lies. I'm always second. Never the letter, always the stamp. You live like a king, I live like a tramp. Never the photo, always the frame. I've got obscurity and you've got fame. I'm always sick. I'm the fighter, you're the lover. I relapse, you recover. Never the singer, always the roadie. You are a somebody, I'm a nobody. I'm always sick. I'm always sick.
Clever little record. That's Joe Colby. That's from his new album, which is called That's the Way It Is. That's a song called Always Second. Who's playing the guitar on that? He's very good, isn't he? It's a fella called Jerome McGlynn. Never heard of him. There's somebody on the line here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry.
Yes, good morning. What can we do for you today, if anything?
Well, I was listening to your friend Stephen Nolan this morning.
Yes, he's a
But I was out at the time.
Yes.
And last night there was a 2-part drama with James Nesbitt.
I saw a bit of that, yeah.
I'm very fond of Jimmy on the TV.
Yeah.
And at any rate, he was Linda Gilby he had on this morning, doing a sort of a critique.
Yeah, what did she say?
TV critique. But unfortunately, she blew the second part of it.
Did she tell what happened?
Well, she didn't. But, I mean, she left you in no doubt, like, you know.
Well, it was kind of blown in the paper again today, really, in a way.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise that now.
I was reading something about it this morning, and it told you what happened tonight. But I thought I was quite funny enough. Now that you bring that up, I was quite surprised to see that the newspaper told us what happened.
Right.
Maybe she wrote it.
I mean,
But he's always ruining things for people, Stephen.
I would have thought the whole thing was pivotal on that, you know. That,
Well, you see, last night it stopped when he was just about to give evidence, and the Bible fell.
that's right, he dropped the Bible on the floor.
He dropped the Bible. And someone imagined that there was going to be some kind of a courtroom drama. And then they told, I'm not going to tell the people what happened.
No, I don't want to compound the thing, but sort of say one.
No. Jimmy Nesbitt is good, isn't he?
Yes, he's very good.
He's our friend, isn't he, Sean? Jimmy Nesbitt's our friend. James Nesbitt, the actor.
Yeah, what?
He likes us.
Well, he likes us in so much as he sees us for.
No, he especially likes us.
No,
he likes me.
No, he likes
You mean to say he likes everybody? Do you think he treats us the way? I think he's got a special soft spot for us.
I think that Jimmy meets us and he's friendly and he's relaxed and we're relaxed in one other company. But I would say Jimmy's like that with most people. I wouldn't.
In other words, he's like that with everybody. He doesn't particularly like us. It's like he's being Mr. Showbiz with us.
It's a showbiz thing.
I think he likes us. It's like he's got a soft spot for us.
I mean, does Jimmy ever ask you to his house? Did he ever ask you, Gerry, why don't we have lunch? Why don't we meet somewhere? There's never any of that.
Well, he invited you to a golf tournament, didn't he?
He did indeed.
He said it would only cost you 3,000 quid.
That's just a fact. Man, Tom's laughing. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Well, maybe you're right.
Which
I've never invited you
me
to
and
my
Gerry
house.
Kelly.
You never invited me to your house either.
No. So they were not really friends, you see.
No, we're not really, are we?
No.
We hate Jimmy Nesbitt, really, don't we?
Well, I wouldn't so much hate it.
Well, I liked him at the start, and then you told me he's not a friend of mine, so I just like him now. I liked him when I thought he was a friend of mine. I liked him, but now you told me he treats everybody the same. He's only lying to me. He's a liar.
I want to ask you and Tom something.
Okay.
This is something I've been thinking about over the weekend.
Really?
Right.
Mm-hmm. I'm afraid to ask what.
No, it's all right, Tom. Why do girls refer to the parties that the girls have before the girl gets married as a hen party?
Oh, for God's sake, stop that little quiz question.
Why? It's not a quiz question. Because you can see, right, fellas go out in stag parties.
Yes.
Well, stags.
What do you want to call it, a rooster party?
Well, no, but do you not think, I mean, as a hen, when you think of a hen, a chicken, we talked about that the other day, right? Does a hen conjure up sex and beauty?
I've never seen a hen conjure anything in my life. What do you think it is, Tommy Cooper?
Why do they call it a hen party?
Because it's women and hen is female.
But why not?
Why not call it a rooster party for the men?
No, surely the girls could have got a better name than a hen.
What about a sow party? A female pig? A sow party? Or a bitch party? What about that? Does that sound any better? A sow party? A bitch party? Does that sound any better?
What's Tom's
The only thing that I can come up with, maybe it originated in Scotland, where they say, "How are you this morning, hen?" and things like that.
Wee hen.
I got an email the other day from another man who was listening to this programme, and he's an avid listener, and he said he's taken many tips from the programme, and he said that you said one day that hens are funny.
Yes.
Well, what he did was, he got a hen, and he brought it into a room, and he darkened the room, and he lit the room in such a way that he could observe the hen, and he cleared away all the furniture, and he poured himself a little drink, and he just let the hen down. Yes. And the hen didn't do anything. The hen wasn't funny at all.
But the hen wasn't in its own environment. Sure, you put a hen in your living room. What do you expect? Sure, it'd be strange.
No, but he said that you said hens were funny.
Hens are funny when they're with their own wee friends, their wee chums.
But why couldn't it be funny on its own in front of him after he went to all that trouble to fix the room?
What could the hen eat or peck at in his room? Nothing. The hen's got to be out and he's got to be scripting the way the... and making his wee jerky movements.
That's a
and he
great
talks
hen.
to his other... Yes.
I think
How
you
did
just
we
see,
get on
you
the
know.
hen parties here?
I don't know, it's him. So what were you talking about? I forget now in the whole plethora of...
Basically, all I'm saying, I'm only making the point that if it's a two-part serial, that you want to be very careful if you're doing a critique that you don't give the show away, you know.
Well, funnily enough now, and I said that to you before, before we talked about the hens, that I did notice in the newspaper today, I felt that the people had given away the plot tonight. It's on again tonight for the concluding episode.
I haven't seen any
from 9 to 10. Oh, don't read them. But then again, you know what happened already, because Linda Gilbert told you. It's that wee shite Nolan, isn't it? He's always doing that. Isn't he? He's just a troublemaker, isn't he? He really is. I'm fed up with him.
Give him a hard time, Gerry.
No, he's just so annoying. He really
Apparently that boy is Artie McGlynn's son.
Who is?
That boy you played.
Joe Colby.
Yeah.
Why didn't you use sentences instead of me having to work everything out? I met him the other day. Joe
Did
Colby.
you not?
I didn't. He never said he was Artie McGlynn's son.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, why is he called a different name?
Showbiz.
Showbiz, yeah. Colby.
Yeah. Could have got a better name than that.
Remember Stan Colby? Stan Colby was an Elvis Presley impersonator. He's gone now, isn't he?
Gerry, I'll sign off. You must be coming up. I don't want you to crash the pips. I don't want you to crash the pips.
No, because you get into trouble if you crash the pips.
No, you do, don't you?
You got emails about that.
Well, listen, so what we're saying is a slap in the wrist for Linda Gilby and Stephen Nolan for ruining the enjoyment of many countless thousands of listeners who will tune in to the television tonight to watch the concluding episode of Passerby, having already known how it ends.
Yeah, exactly.
I think something should be done about him. I really do. I mean, he's probably done that deliberately. You know what he's like. I'll have a word with him tomorrow morning about that very thing. I wish I'd known that this morning when I was talking to him.
Well, I couldn't get the phone quick enough. I was out, you know, and by the time I got home, it's...
I hope you complain to the BBC in the time-honoured fashion, using the avenues that are available to us.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make sure that doesn't happen again.
Gerry.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Okay, bye.
Turn me off, please.
I will indeed. I'm going to make an announcement here. Gentleman says, my name is Noel Irwin. I am Secretary of Choice Charity Fundraisers. I need help in trying to locate someone who worked for a charity shop in Tandragee. The shop is called, oh my God, look at this. I can't pronounce this. It's spelled Ziphakeamise. Ziphakeamise. And they raised funds for aid victims in South Africa. We hosted a sponsored 10-pin bowling night for them. Unfortunately, the couple who managed the shop went out to South Africa to work there full time. This was before we had all the sponsorship collected. The shop is now closed, but there were some local people who worked there who would like to contact them. Hope you can contact me for pronunciation. Anyway, that's Noel Irwin. So if anybody out there knows anything about that, give us a ring here and we'll pass his number on to you. And that's what...
Colby's not Artie's son, it's the guitar player in this. And Linda Gilby did it before.
Ah, right, but...
92 to 95 FM.
And 1341 medium wave.
BBC Radio Ulster.
It's 11 o'clock, and with the news, this is Keith Burnside. Special assemblies have been held at the Royal School Armagh as pupils and staff struggle to come to terms with the death of rugby star John McCall. The teenager, who captained the school rugby team for their St Patrick's Day Schools Cup victory, died while playing for the Irish under-19 side in South Africa on Saturday. Gordon Adair visited the school this morning.
3 special assemblies were held here this morning for pupils of different age groups. Archbishop Robin Eames, who's chairman of the Board of Governors, led prayers in memory of John. Afterwards, he said that while the pupils were finding it hard to come to terms with what had happened, they were coming together as a school to support and comfort each other. Yesterday, John's father, Ian, set off for South Africa, where he will collect his son's body. At the same time, his mother, Carolyn, sister Rebecca, and younger brother, James, who also studies here, were being comforted by his grieving teammates. Coach Kenny Hooks said the boys got together and decided to visit the McCall house as a group. They had intended to stay no longer than half an hour, but remained with the family for over 3 hours.
It's been announced that the actor, playwright and novelist Peter Ustinov has died at his home in Switzerland. Sir Peter was 82. Chris Jones looks back at his life.
Peter Ustinov was in the army when his first play, written in his teens, was staged. Private Ustinov didn't impress as a soldier, but was allowed to make recruiting films, and after the war was soon involved in productions as actor, writer, producer or director. He won Oscars for his roles in Spartacus and Topkapi, and seemed the perfect Hercule Poirot in a series of films about Agatha Christie's Belgian sleuth. Peter Ustinov became a roving ambassador for the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, and considered himself a citizen of the world. And on his travels, he gathered more stories to delight audiences in perhaps his most outstanding role as a gifted raconteur.
A new law banning smoking in workplaces came into effect in the Republic at midnight. Anyone caught lighting up in offices, businesses, pubs and restaurants will now face a large fine. But one publican has already found a way around the ban. Tony McMahon has put an old double-decker bus in the car park of his pub where smoking is allowed.
We bought a British Leather bus, 1952, and we got it all refurbished inside and outside. And when people feel like a cigarette, they just go out to the bus and they sit down in comfort and puff their heart out.
4 elderly people have been left badly shaken after robbers broke into 2 houses in Belfast and ransacked them. In the Newton Breed area, 2 women in their 70s were confronted by 3 men who climbed through the window of their Beach Hill Park West home. One of the women received a cut to her mouth during a struggle. In West Belfast, 2 youths kicked in the door of an elderly couple's house in Norfolk Drive. The couple locked themselves in their room while the house was ransacked. The police arrested 2 people in connection with the incident. And the weather forecast, mainly dry with variable cloud and some sunshine, and mild at 13 degrees Celsius. BBC Radio Ulster News.
BBC Radio Ulster.
Travel news. Well, following an overnight incident on the main road between Enniskillen and Derrylin, a couple of roads remain closed this morning. The road between Kinawley and Thompson's Bridge, and the local link road between Stranagra and Thompson's Bridge, and these roads are due to remain closed until around lunchtime. In Newton Abbey, the Carntall Road has been closed at its junction with the A8, and work is taking place here until Thursday. And in Cookstown, the Mulworth Road and Mulworth Street remain closed while water mains are being installed. Diversions are in place. Sinead McGowan reporting.
Travel news from BBC Radio Ulster.
On Talkback today, struck down at just 18, the end of a sporting life that promised so much. The Belfast pensions crisis, are you really listening, Minister? And Ulster, the ashtray of Ireland. Have we nothing more to offer than a safe haven for exiled smokers? All that and more in Talkback after the news at noon.
Ulster, the ashtray, and some say the armpit of Ireland.
Backstroke lover, always hiding under the covers till I talk to your daddy, he say. He say you ain't seen nothing till you're down on the muffin, and you sure to be changing your way. I met a cheerleader, was a real young bleeder, all the times I could reminisce. Cause the best things of loving with her sister and her cousin only started with a little kiss like this. Seesaw swinging with the boys in the school when your feet flying up in the air. Sing your hey diddy diddy with your kitty in the middle and you swing like you didn't care. So I took a big chance at the high school dance with a missy who was ready to play. It wasn't me she was fooling, cause she knew what she was doing when she told me how to walk this way. She told me to walk this way, walk this way, walk this way, walk this way. She told me to walk this way, walk this way. She told me to walk this way, walk this way, just give her a kiss. Like this. Schoolgirl sweetie with a classy kind of sassy little skirt climbing way up her knee. And there was 3 young ladies in the school gym locker when I noticed they was looking at me. I was a high school loser, never made it with a lady till the boys told me something I missed. And then my next door neighbor with her daughter had a favorite and gave her just a little kiss like this. seesaw swinging with the boys in the school and your feet flying up in the air. Sing your head diddle diddle with your kitty in the middle and you swing like you didn't care. So I took a big chance at the high school dance with a missy who was ready to play. It wasn't me she was fooling cause she knew what she was doing when she told me how to walk this way. She told me to walk this way, talk this way, walk this way, talk this way. She told me to walk this way, talk this way. She said walk this way, talk this way. Just give me a kiss. All like
Oh, you don't hear much better than that. That's Denny McLaughlin. That's a selection of reels. That's from his album, which is called Play It By Ear. We had a lot of people. He was in here the other day. I don't normally have people musicians talking because they don't usually have anything to say, but he's different. He's a genius. And before that was Hayseed Dixie, a song called Walk This Way. Someone on the line. Hello, good morning.
A wee minute, Kathleen.
Kathleen? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gerry.
You're talking to Kathleen there.
I didn't know I was talking to Kathleen.
That's quite all right. People make that mistake sometimes. They don't know they're on. It's quite all right as long as you don't say anything disgusting. That's the main thing. Yeah. What can we do for you today, if indeed anything?
Gerry, you could explain to me why I have a brother in Guy's Hospital in London, and I've been trying to get a pass. I was told that the tickets was no good without a passport. I wonder why, seeing as everybody knows what they are in this country, why can I not get on this plane to go over to visit?
Exactly. You're trying to fly to London.
Yes.
Have you tried to fly?
Well, at the airport beside you.
City of Derry Airport, that would be Ryanair to Stansted.
Yeah.
Will they not let you on?
No, only over the phone. I had a couple of days to try this all out, and I tried to, and it has to be a passport, and it'll be a 2-day job, and it'll cost me 80 quid and one thing and another like that, and I'm not just too happy with that.
Well, you see, this is the way the airlines are these days, since security has tightened greatly. Do you have a driver's license at all?
Gerry, I lost a driver's license on the Ardmore Road about 60 years ago. 55 or 60 years ago.
You might have trouble getting a replacement then.
No, I never wanted one.
But see, they'll accept some kind of... The only thing they'll accept is a...
Gerry, do you know what I have?
What have you got?
I have the voting card.
No good.
No good.
No good.
I've got the bus pass.
No good.
No good.
Sinn Féin issued those to everybody. No. That's no good, because you can use that half a dozen times. No, you have to...
It's going to make black taxi drivers very happy on the Falls Road this morning.
Well, listen, the only thing, you'll have to get a passport or else you're not going anywhere. So you can get a passport now. You don't have to go to the passport office. You can get... are you living in Derry, Stoke London, Derry?
I'm living on the top of the Falls Road.
Oh, are you? Sorry. Why are you going out of City of Derry Airport?
That's what my relations are going to meet up with me.
Oh, I see. Well, it doesn't really matter. Well, you see, you could probably get on another flight in Belfast, and you probably wouldn't need a passport.
I know, but they haven't caught on yet. Over no one-horse town, Gerry. I'm sorry.
Well, it's the budget there.
And another thing, I'm very glad that you're happy this morning. I turned this on, and there's no mornings you're not too happy.
Well, some mornings I'm not happy, but I'm happy today because I'm glad to be alive.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be alive.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we can do for you except to say that, I mean, you can get a passport quite easy. You don't have to go to the passport office these days, You can get one in your post office.
I was at the post office. I was at the post office when I was there. Somebody said you'll need 2 photographs.
Yes, that's right.
Or four photographs. So I got under a little booth.
Huh?
And I pulled the curtain back and waited for the 4 quid's worth.
Uh-huh.
And I came out, and it wasn't really like me.
Well, you see...
The passport... It's a good bit from where I am to downtown Belfast to get this passport.
Uh-huh. You're just having trouble with the modern way of doing things, isn't that basically what it is? You see, when the photographs have come out of you in the booth, and you say they didn't look like you, was this a surprise to you, or maybe you're not? Maybe you don't know what you look like.
Believe me or not, when I lived in your one-horse town, I was fed well, and now when I go across the border, I'm still being fed right and well, so I'm not looking too bad for somebody who's been working. I've worked. I'm not proud of working game.
No, yeah.
I've worked, but I haven't worked terribly hard, if you know what I mean.
Well, I'm the same myself. Well, what age of a man are you? Are you getting on a bit?
Yeah, I could explain to you that in 1947,
yes,
my mother took me down to the waterside station and put me on the train to Belfast.
Uh-huh.
and back and forth until 1992.
It's a long trip.
It's a brave long skip.
It is indeed, yeah.
And I was never as glad to see the end of it. But, well, that was it.
Yeah, that's what you've explained that well. There's a man on 3 wants to take part in this conversation for reasons best known to himself. I'm not quite sure. Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. You're actually wrong in regard to the electoral ID pass. It's valid ID for aircraft flight.
But I bet you they don't take it in Ryanair.
I've no idea about Ryanair, but certainly British Midland and all these other ones.
But that's what I'm saying to him. If he goes to BA or British Midland or anybody like that, they'll take it okay. But Ryanair or EasyJet won't take it.
EasyJet do take it.
Do they really? Well, I would like to see that. I would like to see that now.
I have flown using one of them.
They're going to turn me away one day because my name was Gerald.
Well, that's not surprising.
No, I booked the name in the... See, I have this credit card. And my name is Gerald on it, right? So I paid for that, and I used that name. And they said... but my name, whatever it was, I was Gerry. And the girl said... excuse me, you're down here as Gerry Anderson. I said, yes. He said, it says Gerald on your passport. I said, yes. It's the diminutive. And they said, well, that's a different name. And I went, for God's sake, woman, catch yourself on, I said. But she eventually saw sense. But they're very, very fussy. I would say, I'd be very surprised if EasyJet took that. I wouldn't like to hand them an electoral card. They probably wouldn't let me on at all.
Well, it used to be that whenever people were flying or when people were encouraged to fly by the airlines, it seems nowadays that it's a privilege to have them to allow you to rest your bum in their aircraft.
Yeah, they are most annoying by far, I have to say. It's really, really annoying. They're like, people in airports have now become like a Gestapo.
Exactly, but certainly those electoral ID cards, they are a government-issued document, and from that perspective have the same validity as passports and driving licenses.
Is there a photograph on them?
There is a photograph on them. It's a purpley coloured car, or sorry, no, maybe it's not purpley coloured. I have one here somewhere.
I've never seen one. I have to be honest with you.
Purpley coloured card that says electoral identity card on one side, and there's actually 2 photographs on it: barcode, signature, date of birth, date of expiry of the card, and then on the other side, the electoral office for Northern Ireland.
Well, how long will it take him to get one of those?
That I have no idea now, but they used to issue them almost within 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
That's no good to you, is it?
He would have to go down to the electoral office in St Anne's.
I wouldn't like to bet on bringing one of those in and getting on an EasyJet flight, and I have to be honest with you. Well, I wouldn't put money on it.
They took it from me, but then I'm rather big, so maybe they were scared.
Probably afraid of you. All right, well, thank you for that advice. It brings us a little way down the road.
Cheers.
What's this man's name again?
That's
My name is Joe.
That's far better. It's easier to ask him. Joe. Joe. Thanks, Sean.
Joe, you've done your best. I want to thank you.
Sorry.
Well, there you are. But I personally wouldn't walk in with an electoral card. I would expect to be sent home, to be honest with you.
I checked up with these airports.
Yeah.
So when your man come on there, like I knew that he was wrong, but like a lot of us, you want to keep your job. You can't.
They do jobs worth. You can get two. You can get 2 passports, of course.
Yeah, I might see in McGowan sometime.
Oh right, you can get 2 passports. You know that, don't you?
What for? For 80 quid?
You can get an Irish one and an English one.
My daughter told me that, who's a very knowledgeable person, she says, when the hijackers get on the plane, they'll shoot all the people with the British passports.
That's why I have an Irish one.
And the Irish passport people will go free. The blood's running everywhere over the foil.
Stop it. Well, I always look at it as a piggy bank. You see, when you go in your holidays with 2 passports, if you ever lose the other one or you're ever robbed, you can always sell the other for about 1,000 quid.
Yeah.
Anyway, never mind that. That's only me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope you get out some way. But you look like a man who's not good.
It's a wonderful thing how they can change them in this country just when they feel like it. It isn't so long ago that I was, 5 or 6 weeks ago, I had a trip over there. And my problem was getting the money to get there.
Yes.
And there was no mention of passports. Gerry, thank you.
Okay,
you,
right.
Good luck, man.
Thank you. Bye. He seemed
There's a man on too.
He seemed a little odd, I thought. He would turn on you quick, I think. Or maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I'm being hasty. I don't know.
I don't know.
What do you say now? What do you say now?
What did I say? What?
What did you say there?
Oh! I said there's a man on 2.
That's all I'm asking you.
I didn't know what you said.
I'm sorry. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Jerry.
How are you?
Very well.
Good.
Jerry, I wanted to put it over there about the TransLink, about the good job they done. My son lost his wallet going up to Jordanstown yesterday on the bus.
Yes.
And I phoned up to the Foyle Street, and the gentleman there says the bus goes to Limavady.
Yes.
And the inspector in Limavady is Willie McCluskey.
Well,
so he was out this morning at 7 o'clock or 6 with a big lamp and found the wallet. And I wanted to thank them over the air for the good job they done.
That's nice to hear a good news story about TransLink, because they get a hard
everybody's always slagging them off.
They always get a hard time, yeah.
That's right. Well, I wanted to thank them personally for they're very, very, very good people doing that.
Okay. Good job.
And play a travelling tune for those listen to that Radio Foyle.
a travelling tune?
A travelling tune.
Oh, I'll try and find one, okay?
Jerry,
right.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
Good show.
Bye. What's a travelling tune? What's a travelling tune?
I don't know. Maybe a trucker song or something.
Is it a song by a traveller?
No, would it be a country
travelling
song? I think a tappy. I saw a man yesterday wearing black gloves driving a car.
Had he got a car coat on?
No, it on a jumper.
It must have been a throwback.
Just no coat on.
Was he been filmed by David Attenborough?
Shirt and tie and a jumper and a pair of black gloves. And he waved to me, so I saw the big black hand. He thought he was... You know what I mean?
What are you, Dr. Strangelove?
I wanted to stop him.
You should have stopped him.
There's a man on 2. No, there's a girl on 1.
Hello, Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
I'm the girl on 1. I'm the girl on 1, Jerry.
Yeah, okay, right.
Jerry, you were talking to a gentleman there who had a bit of difficulty at the airport.
Yeah, he sounds nicely bitter.
Pardon?
He sounds nicely bitter.
I'm sure he would be.
I like people who are angry at Rage Against the Machine.
Yes.
You know, I like people who howl at the moon. He's not having this. He doesn't like them telling him what to do. No. He doesn't like the idea he has to go and get a passport because he wants to go to London.
Well, Jerry,
He's absolutely right.
I've just returned from London.
People in airports are getting away with murder, you know. They really are.
Jerry, I've just returned from London.
Yes.
And written on a revolving information place at the EasyJet information desk.
Yes.
There was a sign about the things you had to produce, and one of them was the pensioner's pass, because the pensioner's pass has a photograph on it.
Yes.
And that man may well be able to use his pensioner's pass, and he seemed to be a pensioner.
Well, then again, I wouldn't like to try. I wouldn't like to go up there with a pensioner's pass because I'm too young.
Well, this was at the international airport, and this was a revolving sign at the EasyJet information centre.
Well, I can't argue with that if you saw that.
Jerry, you're too young for senior smart pass, but your photograph does be on it.
Well, the only thing... Yes?
The other thing about the gentleman going to London is he will probably find the tube fares are very dear, and it would be a good thing for him to know that you can buy a day pass that takes you here and there, and it's a lot cheaper.
I know that. He will probably find that out for himself. But to see when you saw this...
too late.
Yeah, when you saw this information about EasyJet, did you see that? Did that apply to us Northern Irelanders? See, everything's more difficult for us.
I saw this at the international airport.
But that's for ordinary people. That's not for people from Northern Ireland. See, it's different for us. Everything is harder for us.
But the international airport is what we call the Alder Group.
Oh, I know. Okay.
Just up the road. It's just...
I know where the international airport is.
Well, you're passing through it every day. You must see that sign too, Gerry.
I got lost on the way to it not 3 months ago. So, okay, so in other words, you can use your pensioner's pass or your electoral card.
Above EasyJet there.
Well, anyone listening here, I would advise them to check that, because they're so fussy. They really are. They really are. I'm getting really annoyed. Do you know what the things that annoy me? They've stopped being nice to people. They really have. Do you know whenever you go through the airport, especially at Stansted, they're so hateful there. Do you see, when you go through there, I was going through there one day, and they took out my little bag, you see. And I said, what are you doing? They said, we're searching your bag, sir. I said, that's all right, as long as I know. And they took out, I had a little pair of scissors, for trimming whatever it is I trim. And the fellow just threw them down, and he gave me back the bag. And I said, am I not getting my scissors back? They said, no. I said, well, I would have appreciated if you'd told me you were taking them. I said, I don't mind, but, I like to be told, that you're taking it. He just looked at me.
You can't take sharp things on the plane.
I know that.
You travel every...
I know that. I know that.
You travel.
I know that. I made a mistake, but all he had to do was say, sorry, sir, we'll have to keep this. That's all he had to say. But he didn't. He just never said anything. He just threw the scissors in a pile. And it was...
Well, I think those scissors go away to foreign countries to help the poor.
I would say...
you were doing a good turn.
I would say the chances of my scissors ending up in a foreign country to help the poor are practically nil. I'd say the chances of them ending up in the dump are 100%. All right, then. Well, thank you for that information. We've threaded it through the system, and it'll come out the other end.
Bye-bye, Gerry.
Okay, bye. Bye. Yes.
The man who's only a yodel away is there.
Well,
he's on one.
We have to talk to him.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
Who are you apologising?
The man who's only a yodel away.
Who are you apologising to? Me?
I'm apologising to this man who I'm talking to on the phone. I'm trying to talk to you and talk to this man on the phone.
Kenny Archer.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. I believe you've got a card saying that you're only a yodel away.
That's right. Well, instead of putting on phone the number, just say, sure, give me a yodel and I'll soon reply to it,
There should be some kind of law against people handing out cards like that. You hand them out to ordinary people, do you?
Oh, definitely. All ordinary people have them now, Gerry.
Well, I haven't got one. Will you send me one?
Oh, wait a second. That's what I was ringing you about the other day. I hadn't, maybe you haven't got it yet, but I had a CD out there just in January, and I sent you one specially.
Oh, Jingle Bells.
No, I've come out at the same time as Jingle Bells. The two of them should have went up together, Jingle Bells and Anytime, a new CD called Anytime.
Well, I've only got Jingle Bells. I haven't got Anytime.
Well, I'll have to see if you get it there. Maybe it was my mistake now, but I sent them to you and to Sean there till Hugo.
Never mind Hugo. The only one I saw was Jingle Bells. I didn't see the other one.
All right, somebody may have... We'll get the other one up, Jay.
And send me a card saying that you're only a yodel away.
I will, surely.
And how are things going for you?
Oh, not too bad. I'm just I'm listening there about that airport there. I'm heading to the airport now this in the night.
And what have you got to get you through the thing?
Well, I don't know, Jay. I'm beginning to worry.
All you have to do is tell them, yodel at them.
I'll let them a yodel and see if that'll get me through customs.
Your yodel can drop our rhinoceros at 20 yards.
No, that's right.
Okay, give us a wee yodel then before you go. Oh, wonderful.
Jay, how are you all keeping up there?
We're great. Mr. Coyle has just remarked that he thinks you're getting better at yodeling.
Oh, well,
yes.
Mr. Coyle is quite here now, sure.
No, I think so.
I think yodeling is...
The yodeler's mature.
I think he's mature.
Thanks, Sean.
It's like an old...
I've got that age now, Sean. I'm hitting the old 5-0.
But he's like an old fiddle. He's maturing like an old wino.
That's right.
So where's his CD?
Tell me, Jay, the CD's going probably well in a minute, but the thing I wanted to ask you about was, have you any friends in America?
Many friends, yes. Many friends.
Could I call in with someone? Maybe you could send me an address or something before the night that I could call in and stay with them for a fortnight.
Well, I would hesitate to recommend you. No, not that there's anything wrong with your personal hygiene or anything, but we don't want yodelers coming in and staying with people when they don't want them. No, why don't you... Here's a word, hotel. Have you ever thought of that?
Is Kenny going to yodel?
No,
I'm get round to asking him.
Hopefully that's what we're going to go for.
Are you going over to do any gigs, Kenny?
Well, there's a couple on the books at the minute now. Going
really?
To there's a Sam, I can't mind his name. His sister, I have to call with him, and then there's an hour. They have a booking for me in a Baptist church out there, some over Easter.
Oh, that's whereabouts would that be? Do you think? Could that be
somewhere in Florida? Don't ask me where, but somewhere in Florida. I'm supposed to find it all out when I get there.
I've always said that you were made for America. Remember, I said that to you a long time ago. I said Kenny's made for America. He's wasted here.
Gerry, Florida can't be that big. They only can be a couple of sets of traffic lights somewhere in the middle of it, shouldn't they?
All right, Kenny, listen now. The best of luck to you, and send me that CD, will you, before you go?
I will indeed. I'll send it later.
Okay, Kenny, good luck to you.
And all you folks up there.
Okay, bye. Kenny was made for America.
Yeah,
He'll be so big there. See, once he gets over there, they'll eat him up.
Where's this going?
I don't know. We're no fun today.
We're tired.
Breaking rocks in the hot sun. I fought the Lord and the law won. I fought the Lord and the law won. I needed money 'cause I had none. I fought the Lord and the law won. I fought the Lord and the law won. I left my baby and it feels so bad. I guess my race is run. She's the best girl that I ever had. I fought the Lord and the law won. I fought the Lord and the... People with a six-gun. I fought the Lord and the law won. I fought the Lord and the law won. I lost me girl and I lost me fun. I fought the Lord and the law won. I fought the Lord and the law won. I left my baby and it feels so bad. I guess my race is run. She's the best girl that I ever had. I fought the Lord and the law won. I fought the Lord and the... I fought the Lord and the law won. 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 I fought the Lord and the...
That's Colin Farrell of all people. That's a song called I Fought the Law. That's from the soundtrack from a movie called Intermission, which I don't know if you've seen or not, but it's a fantastic movie. Great movie.
What? Why is he saying, I fought the law, and then he says law?
Because
I fought the law, and the law won.
I know, it's an affectation.
What, is he, where's he from?
It's Dublin.
Is it Dublin? Yeah, but why law? I fought the law.
That's what they say.
I fought the law, and the law won?
That's what they say. No, but you see, you can't say it twice. So I fought the law, and the law won.
Why not? I fought the law,
well, he used to say them not to do it.
But why say law and then say law?
I don't know.
Why did you just say law twice?
He should have said law twice, and the next time I see him, I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
I fought the law, and the law won. See, when you say law won, it doesn't make any sense. See, if you say I fought the law...
So law is deliberate.
It's
I fought the law, yeah.
It's an affectation. That's the way Dublin people speak. I know how Dublin people speak. I lived there for some time. Okay, say after me. Artench.
You said that before.
Go on.
Artench.
Go on, say it. Artench.
Artench.
No, it's not right.
You got me to do that.
Artench.
They don't say Artench.
They do.
They do not. That's
Orange.
You made up.
Artench.
Jesus,
mister.
Give us an Artench.
Give us an Artench.
No, they do not.
They do.
They do not.
They do.
They do not. I never heard anyone ever say that.
Artench.
I've never heard Eamon Andrews say that in his life.
Eamon Andrews was a sophisticated Dublin 4 person. The people who say Artench are Gurriers.
I never heard any of the Dubliners saying...
You probably heard Ronnie Drew say Artench. Artench. No. I'll have 6 Artenches on a banana. Did you ever hear the joke about the carrot?
Yes, there's a call on one.
Those are the old ladies down in Moore Street.
You did that before. You did that.
I never told that joke.
You did. It's disgusting, and you shouldn't tell it. And there's a man.
It was about this old woman.
There's a man called Gerry McAllister who lives in Lisburn, and it's his 65th birthday today. And Eleanor and Brian would like to wish him happy birthday. And would you play a boy named Sue?
There were two.
And there's a call and one.
There were two old girls in Moore Street in Dublin.
We know this.
And the two of them are standing,
and they're disgusting the last time you told it. It'll be equally disgusting this time. And we know all about it.
And they're fingering the vegetables. And one of the old ones is.
I'm not listening to this.
One of the old ones lifts a carrot, and she said, "Oh, look at that carrot! Reminds me of him." I said, "Reminds me of who? Me husband. He's died." And he said, "What is it about the carrot that reminds you? Is it the size of it?" I said, "No." You're no fun. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
I didn't get to finish that joke. There was a man humming. Do you want me to finish it?
No, you're okay.
I think I'm probably right, yeah. Right, what can we do for you?
I tell you what it is. I'm ringing from Edmund Rice College. My name's Anne.
Well, I won't finish the joke then.
And the school, just to let you know that the school on Friday night, there was awards held in the Waterfront Hall, the Northern Ireland Set the Scene Awards.
Yes.
And the school here on the Hightown Road won the most entertaining school show.
Oh, congratulations. What was the show that they did?
They done Charlie Meets the Wizard.
Oh.
Our two teachers, Peter and Mary McGowan, write the scripts.
Is that an original one? That's Charlie from the Chocolate Factory?
It's Charlie Meets the Wizard of Oz mixed together.
Oh, great.
And the teachers write the script for it, and then the boys all perform. There was 120 of our boys in the school show.
That's Christian Brothers.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Edmund Rice here on the High
That's
Town
right.
Road.
I was in Christian Brothers one time. The only thing is I was on a show and they dressed me up as a girl.
Well, we do have those as well now. Some of our boys do dress as girls.
The only thing is I enjoyed it. Well, congratulations. That's a great achievement for the school. I'm sure you're all very delighted.
They were absolutely over the moon with it because, there was great, from all over Northern Ireland.
Great competition, of course.
Great competition. So there were, and the adjudicator was a Damien Murray, and he praised the school for its originality.
Damien Murray, that's not one of the guys of the Hole in the Wall gang, is it?
I don't know now. I really don't know.
Oh, no, sorry, I'm mixing them up with somebody else. Sorry about that.
And, praised for originality and described it as a top-notch show.
Well, you can't get any more praise than that.
No, they can't.
Top-notch?
That's great.
Well, congratulations to all concerned.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, thank you. Well done.
Now, right.
Okay,
bye.
Bye. What do you want me to play? A boy named Sue?
No, listen, there was a horse running yesterday and it won. Guess what it was called?
A horse named Sue?
No.
What?
Snowy. It won yesterday. There's a man with a haunted house story on one.
What price was it? Do you know?
I was told. No, Gerry, I don't know.
Can you remember the name of the first horse that you ever backed who won? Can you?
No, but I'm going to tell you something now.
What?
I remember wanting to back a horse.
Yes.
And the reason I wanted to back this horse was because I had just come out of the shop, you see. And
a bookie shop?
No, out of a shop.
A shop, yes.
A shop. And I had just bought a packet of chewing gum.
That's a big decision for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was walking
big
along
expenditure.
with some friends, you see, and we were talking, and one of us looking at the paper, you see, and we were going to back a horse. He was going to back a horse. And I looked at the paper.
Wrigley's?
No. And the horse had the same name as the chewing gum, and I said, I want to back that. And they laughed at me.
Beechnut. And
the horse won at 50-1, and I didn't back it. It was called Anglo. Remember a chewing gum called Anglo chewing gum?
I do indeed.
And they laughed at me. I said, well, look, I have a packet of chewing gum. Anglo, there's a horse there, Anglo. So that's the story of me not backing a horse. Did you back a horse that won?
What a fabulous story, Sean. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry I never got that out of you before.
There's a man with a haunted house story.
Can you still get Beechnut?
Oh, I think
I love Beechnut. Beechnut will never be toppled. Where is the man?
I went to York races with the man who put £10,000 on a horse.
Did it win?
Yeah. At
What's
4 to 5.
4 to 5?
Yeah.
What's he on, 8 grand?
9? Is that 9?
I don't know.
5 to 4. 4 to 5 odds on. I think it was 9. 4. It won 9 grand. Is it? 8? No, what way does it work?
I'll just leave that with you.
I think you should.
Hello, good morning. Look, there's nobody there now.
2.
Oh, sorry. Hello, good morning.
My house is haunted.
Michael, your house is haunted?
I think. Little Charlie. I've had a couple of run-ins with the deceased. And, not recently.
You've had a couple of run-ins with the deceased?
Well,
is that what you're trying to
say? I'll
say?
tell you about that in a minute. But here, see in my house, I'm the only one that lives here, and I don't smoke. And there's a lady lives next door to me. She doesn't smoke, right?
Yes.
But there on a number of occasions where I'm sitting, and this just happened about 20 minutes ago again, and it happens sort of now and again. It's as if somebody's sitting in my house and having a cigarette, just smoking. I can smell, as if it's like my Uncle Tommy came in and he would smoke or something like that, but he doesn't. Nobody has ever smoked in this house, right? Because I don't let them. You know what I mean?
You know what I think
I
it
know
is?
that sounds terrible.
You know what I think it is?
What?
It's a ghost from Donegal. Stop. All the ghosts have moved out because he can't smoke anymore.
You fell from paranormal. I wonder, hey, maybe.
Yes, there's a gentleman that I talked to from the Northern Ireland Paranormal Association, and his name is Warren.
Good. I heard him talking about things before, but I've never come across it.
So, in other words, there's a phantom smoker in your house.
There's something, Gerry, and it's very, very distinct, but it only happens for like a second. You know what I mean? He can smell the smoke for a couple of seconds, and that's it. It's not as if somebody's outside smoking and walk past, and it comes in through the window, and it linger. It's not like that. It just happens, Because the first time I smelled it, I says, who's smoking? And like this time of year, the windows aren't open yet. Not in the summer.
And it's a very characteristic reek. I mean, you hear you smell that, and that's it.
Very, very distinct.
Well, you're not the only one who's noticed this. So have other people smelled this?
I'm the only one who's noticed it because I'm the only one here.
Yeah, but I mean, has anyone else been in the house and experienced that, smelt that same smell? You should get somebody in, a fresh nose, so to speak.
Not to my knowledge, nobody's sort of... But then again, I haven't, any time anybody's been here, I haven't sort of detected,
Well, have you seen, are there any other signs of a presence? Any other signs at all, apart from that smell? Any kind of things been shifted? Any knockings in the night? Oh, sorry, let me rephrase that. So any kind of sounds...
You're only making me think now. And don't you give me the willies now thinking about this? But there's been a number of times I went out, and I'm the type to close the doors now, and I come in, and the doors are open.
Right.
The inside doors, internal doors.
Mm-hmm. When you know for a fact that you've closed
I have heard things like, things like moving in the kitchen. Oh my goodness! What am I thinking? Oh my nerves! I can't believe I'm talking about this. You're scaring the blood out of me.
I know. You see, it's I'm trying to open up the possibilities.
Maybe I shouldn't even went there.
Mm-hmm.
I have to tell you what happened to me about 3 years ago. Right? Remember I used to deliver the flowers and all the recent things?
Uh-huh.
Remember? Well, I have to tell you a couple of things that happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
One time I was... see, when you deliver into these funeral homes, maybe you have 4 or 5 wreaths and maybe there's 2 or 3 different deceased,
Yes.
And they're all in wee rooms, like Balmoral room, Windsor room and stuff. And it's like a wee living room for people that don't know that sort of thing. If you go in, and that's all right. So what I used to do, the girls, at the funeral home used to say, oh, Michael, he's in such and such a room, whatever. So I would have went in and put the wreath in, you see?
Yeah.
But I'm the type, I would talk, you know what I mean? I would say there's such and such, and,
yes.
To the person in the coffin. And the coffin would be open on most occasions, you know what I mean? Because I have no problem with that at all. Well, one day I was in, oh, goodness. And I went in, and I had about 6 wreaths to put into this, room.
Yes.
And I went in, and I left 2 or 3 down, and then went back out to the van and got another couple, right? And I came in, and I says, there you are, isn't that lovely? And there's nice sort of, it was like Easter time. I says, there's nice spring flowers and everything. And next thing the voice says, oh, they're beautiful. But Gerry, I laughed. I scared the life out of me. Right now I'm looking in the coffin stand like this. Then I realised there was people standing behind me. What had happened, right? I had went out, I brought the stuff in, right? And then I'd went out to the van, and a couple of members of the family had come in, because no way they come in to sit. And they'd seen me coming, so they stood in behind the door out of my road, and I didn't see them.
My God. Listen, know what I was thinking? It's quite right. We shouldn't really be talking about this. It's a scary subject. It might put the willies up you. You don't want to frighten yourself. So when
you're very careful.
So when so you'll be frightened tonight. So you'll think about this.
No, but I don't want to talk about that anymore.
You'll think about. Okay.
Do you want to hear another thing that happened
to
me?
Yes. Okay.
There was this over off Falls Road, right? And I know the family involved in this. Listen to your show, right?
Yes.
They know me sort of fairly well, but
yes.
Anyhow, there's a thing called a coffin spray, which is a spray that goes on top of the coffin. A lot of people put, their own sort of family, like,
flowers.
A wife or something. Yeah,
sure.
But sometimes the big long spray. Well, anyhow, the girls in the flower place, they put the cards in there, and I look at the cards, look at the address, and then deliver them out. You see, and you go to the house and take the out, all that. There you are. So anyhow, this funeral was going to 10:30.
Yeah.
It's about 9:15, and they said to me, "Oh, Michael, that funeral spray has got to go to such and such a street." I says, "Right, do it, no problem." So I took it, put it in the van, and went, right, with one. I turned up, and the family says, "God, that's beautiful, it's amazing sort of thing,
Yes.
And this thing was worth about £200, Gerry, right? And anyhow, that was all right. So, I left it there, and away I went. Well, they called me on the radio about 15 minutes later and said, listen, you've lifted the wrong coffin spray. Right? It should have been a wee one, a small coffin spray. So I thought, so I went back, and the funeral was coming down the phone. With a big, beautiful coffin spray on top of the coffin, right? And anyhow, I waited till it stopped, and I went over and I said to, the undertaker.
He took it off.
And I said, I've left the wrong one, that's the wrong one. I'm supposed to go to such a place, So then the guy came over and he says, I knew, he says, but I don't like this.
Did you take it off?
I took the coffin spray off and I had to run up the road. And the same coffin spray come down the road twice. And then another time in the Armour Road. I can laugh about it now, but it wasn't funny at the time. Because I had visions of them heading, up the Milltown Cemetery or some of those stations,
I know.
But anyhow, this one, the Armour Road, and it was one of those, they rang up sort of early, about 8:30 in the morning, and the funeral's going like 9, So I had to run around with the wreath, and I came along there on the embankment and just turned around, and just as that, I saw the funeral coming out of one of the wee streets. And
yes.
Right. So, under one circumstances, the undertaker would just take it off you and, put it in the hearse, as they're going, nobody, they're carrying the coffin.
Yes.
But I had to park the van on the other side of the road, and I was running across. This man just grabbed hold of me. He says, "Are you walking there?" He put me down the coffin and the rain. And I had to walk up the Armour Road. And I'm looking around me, and I'm thinking, if anybody's seeing me. So I've great experience, in the funeral.
Well, when you stop. Listen, are you coming to our singles night?
Oh, yes.
Well, you're welcome. Come along. And we'll put you...
Patterson told me, he says he wants me to get him a girl or something, but sure,
He wants to what?
He says he wants me to get him a girl. Sure, there was a wee hussy time you were away. He interviewed this girl, lovely girl too, and she's a singer and all,
Yes.
And next thing she says, you're a hot boy. No, all that's no throwing herself at him. No big fella sat and twiddled his thumbs. I said to him next morning, what'd you do? He says, no.
But who was the singer?
Oh, she's very good. She was playing the veg. She's that night, I think.
Really? And he just wouldn't...
female? No, I don't know. Sure, even his granny says the music was that bad one day. She turned it off. If it's not Snow Patrol, it's not. Here, you better play more Snow Patrol.
Yes, I will, actually, yes, because after all, there are a bit
of Brian Houston. You know what he said to me?
What?
He says, the only Brian Houston I had was old stuff or something like that.
Is that right?
What a nonsense. Gerry, take something from me.
Oh, I will, of course, I will. Yes, Michael.
So
listen, I'll put your name in the door.
I'll put my name in the door.
Anyone you want to bring with you?
George, he'll be with me as well,
okay,
of course.
Fine enough.
Take care.
Okay, my son. Bye. Bye. Hello to Rebecca Quigg of Sunnyhill Park in Dunmurry. She's 21 today. Congratulations, Rebecca. Happy birthday. That's from her mum and dad. And hello to Sean McDermott, who's 52 years old today. Happy birthday from his mum. Lost a Yorkshire Terrier in the Craigavon area on Saturday. There is a reward offered. And tomorrow night's summer dance in the Downshire Centre in Hillsborough has been cancelled for reasons we do not know. Could you please play A Boy Named Sue for Paul Cummings? Yes, and indeed for the singer.
Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much to Mammy and me, just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now, I don't blame him 'cause he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought it was quite a joke, and it got a lot of laughs from a lot of folk. Seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I'd get red, and some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. I'll tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard and my wits got keen. I roamed from town to town to hide my shame. But I made me a vow to the moon and stars I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and kill that man that gave me that awful name. It was Donegal in mid-July. I just hit town and my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. At an old saloon on a street of mud, there at a table dealing studs, sat the dirty, mangy dog that named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that Mammy had, and I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and grey and old. I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you're going to die." Yeah, that's what I told him. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes and he went down, but to my surprise he come up with a knife and he cut off a piece of my ear. But I busted a chair right across his teeth and we crashed through the wall and onto the street, kicking and a gouging in the mud and the blood and the beer. I tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. I heard him laughing and I heard him curse. He went for his gun, but I pulled mine first. And he stood there looking at me and I saw him smile.
Well, I'll tell you, son, this world is rough. If a man's gotta make it, he's gotta be tough, and I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I gave you that name and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die, and that's that name that helped to make you strong. Yeah. You just fought one hell of a fight. I know you hate me. You got the right to kill me now. I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you gotta thank me before I die for the gravel in the guts and the spit in your eye, 'cause I'm the son of a bitch that named you Sue.
Well, what could I do? What could I do? I got all choked up and I threw down my gun. I called him a paw and he called me a son, and I came away with a different point of view. And I think about him now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a son, do you know, I think I'm going to call him Owen or Bosco. Anything but Sue. Well, what do you think of that? Was that all right? Do you think with that church?
No, I don't think so.
Well, why not?
'Cause it's crap. Don't forget our singles night on Thursday night. Where can we get the tickets? It's at Bar 7 and all this. You get tickets there. Where else?
I don't know.
You do know.
You have all the information.
It's Golden Discs in Kennedy Centre.
Yes.
And in where else?
No, you're the man.
Bangor and Newton Ards, isn't that it? Golden Discs in Bangor and Newton Ards. Golden Ards at Kennedy Centre.
Golden Ards.
Golden Discs at the Kennedy Centre, and Bar 7 in the Odyssey. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. You better stay to the end.
Here we go again. Why is it always?
Because you always run away home early. And I get into trouble if I'm on my own. You know that.
Apparently Snowy won at 12-1.
The very first horse I ever backed won at 12-1.
Oh,
it was called Cantab.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's an abbreviation of an agree for in university, in Cambridge University. Cantab it was called. I never forgot that.
Yeah.
You always remember the name of the horse that first got you money.
apparently hen party years ago when they had the wedding receptions at home, and a chicken was a sort of a novelty, you know, with the food. You have a big chicken. The women the night before would gather and pluck the chickens and prepare the feast for the following day. And that's where it came from, hen party.
They would pluck the chicken the night before and prepare the chicken because the chicken was a novelty then.
Yes.
And they'd pluck the chicken and prepare it for the next feast.
Hen party.
Hen party. That's good. That's very interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I was really wondering about that. Okay, right, that's all we have time for. We'll be back tomorrow morning at the same time. That's it.
92 to 95 FM. BBC Radio Ulster.
It's time now for This Place. Today, Imelda McGowan talks about her uncle's pub in Omagh, County Tyrone.
My uncle, Desi McBride, owned the Premier Bar when I was a child at school. And he was our favourite uncle. He was a real character. On a Wednesday afternoon, he used to bring us down to watch the Flower Pot Men on television. Now, this was before most people had a television. We didn't have one at home. So Wednesday was a very, very significant day for us as children. We went and we were smuggled into the sort of lounge area at the back. The smell was always the first thing that struck me, like stale cigarettes and the strange sort of spirity alcohol smell that I had never smelt before. Very dimly lit, and like it was sort of a different world altogether, you know, like an illicit world, you know, that we shouldn't really belong to. And I felt very excited about being there. Some of the men in the pub would say hello and give us money. I remember they used to ask us to sing songs. They were probably very drunk at the time. I think my mother wasn't that pleased that we were there, but we enjoyed it very much and couldn't be kept away. My grandmother served behind the bar as well. I was helping her to make the sandwiches, and I remember she said to me, put plenty of salt in them because it makes them drink more. So I felt very, very important. It's now a cafe place. I've never actually gone into it as a cafe. I don't think I could. I think it would just be too sad to think of it as it used to be, and both my grandmother and my uncle have died. It's still a place in my memory, and that's where I'd like to keep it exactly as it was.